Have you ever walked by a river at night and felt an unexplainable chill, a feeling that you're being watched from the depths? In the heart of Oslo, Norway, flows the Akerselva River, a place of urban beauty, industrial history, and a legend as old and dark as the water itself. This is the story of the Nøkken, and the haunting music that some say still echoes along the riverbanks. Imagine this: you're taking a late-night stroll along the Nøkken. The city lights glitter on the water's surface. The usual hum of Oslo has faded to a murmur, and all you can hear is the gentle rush of the river. But then, another sound drifts through the air. It's faint at first, but it grows clearer. A melody, beautiful and sad, played on a violin. You can't quite pinpoint where it's coming from. It seems to rise from the water itself, beckoning you closer. This is the song of the Nøkken. So, who or what is the Nøkken? In Scandinavian folklore, the Nøkken is a powerful and malevolent water spirit. It's a shapeshifter, a master of disguise. Sometimes, it appears as a handsome young man, sitting on the riverbank, playing an enchanted violin. The music is irresistible, a siren's call that lures unsuspecting travelers to the water's edge. At other times, it takes the form of a beautiful white horse, inviting children or weary adults to climb on its back for a ride, only to leap into the river and drag them down to a watery grave. It can also appear as a log, a clump of seaweed, or just a pair of glowing eyes beneath the surface. Its true form, however, is said to be monstrous and terrifying, a creature of weeds and mud. The Nøkken's primary weapon is its music. The melodies are said to be so enchanting that they can override a person's will, drawing them into a trance. People who hear it feel an overwhelming compulsion to get closer to the source of the sound, to see the musician. They walk towards the river, mesmerized, stepping closer and closer to the bank, until the ground gives way or the Nøkken's cold, wet hand shoots out of the water to pull them in. The legend says the Nøkken is a lonely creature, seeking company in its cold, dark home, and its victims become its eternal companions. Now, this might sound like just an old fairy tale, a scary story to tell children to keep them away from dangerous waters, but along the Akerselva, this legend feels unsettlingly real. For decades, residents living near the river, from the leafy areas of Nøkken down to the vibrant Grenland district, have shared unnerving experiences. They report hearing inexplicable violin music at night. It's not a busker, not a party, but a solitary ethereal melody that seems to have no source. It floats on the night air, often heard during misty or foggy evenings when the world feels quiet and close. One account comes from a student who lived in a flat overlooking the river. He said that on several occasions, late at night while studying, he would hear the distinct sound of a violin. He'd look out his window, scan the path below, but there was never anyone there. The music was clear, yet seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. He described it as heartbreakingly beautiful, and admitted that despite feeling scared, he also felt a strange pull to go outside and find its source. He never did. Thankfully, he said the stories of the Nøkken were the only thing that kept him indoors. Another story, passed down through a local family, tells of a great-grandfather who, as a young man in the early 20th century, was walking home along the Akerselva after a long shift at one of the old factories. He heard the music and, being a lover of folk tunes, he followed it. He said he saw a figure sitting on a rock in the middle of the river, playing a fiddle. The figure was shrouded in mist, but he could feel its eyes on him. A sudden sense of dread washed over him, a primal fear that snapped him out of his trance. He turned and ran, not stopping until he was safe at home, his heart pounding in his chest. He swore until his dying day that he had come face to face with an Nøkken. What makes these stories so chilling is that they aren't just confined to the distant past. People in Oslo report these strange auditory experiences even today. And tragically, the legend is reinforced by real-life events. The Akerselva, like any urban river, has been the site of unfortunate accidents and unexplained drownings over the years. Of course, there are rational explanations for many of these incidents. Slippery banks, poor visibility, intoxication, these are all real dangers. But for some locals, when a body is recovered from the river with no clear explanation for how they ended up in the water, the old whispers resurface. Was it just an accident, or did they hear the Nøkken's whistle? The very nature of the Akerselva adds to the atmosphere. It's not just a pristine natural river. It's a river that has seen Oslo's history unfold. It powered the city's industrial revolution. Old mills and factories line its banks, their brick walls now covered in graffiti, silent witnesses to a bygone era. These industrial ruins, combined with the parks and waterfalls, create a unique and sometimes eerie landscape. At night, the shadows cast by the old buildings can play tricks on the mind. The sound of the water rushing over weirs and through old tunnels can sound like whispers, or even music. It's easy to see how the legend of the Nøkken took such a strong hold here. In a pre-industrial world, the river was a source of life, but also a constant danger. Unexplained disappearances were common. Blaming a malevolent spirit was a way to make sense of the senseless. A cautionary tale that served a very real purpose. Respect the water. Don't go near the river at night. Don't trust strangers. The Nøkken was a personification of the river's hidden dangers. But does that mean it's all just folklore? The persistence of the stories, especially the consistent detail of the violin music, is what keeps the legend alive and breathing. It's one thing to have a general myth about a water monster. It's another to have dozens of independent accounts spanning over a century, all describing the same specific haunting sound in the same specific location. Could it be a collective auditory illusion, influenced by the power of suggestion? Or is there something more to it? Is there some natural phenomenon in the Akerselva area that creates sounds mimicking a violin? Perhaps the wind whistling through the old factory ruins, or the specific acoustics of the water flowing over certain rock formations. Or maybe, just maybe, the Nøkken is real. Maybe it's a creature that has adapted, surviving the industrialization of its home, its song now a lonely counterpoint to the city's symphony. Maybe it still waits patiently beneath the surface of the dark water, its violin tucked under its chin, ready to play for its next victim. So the next time you find yourself in Oslo, take a walk along the Akerselva. It's a beautiful, historic, and vibrant part of the city. But if you're there after the sun has set and the crowds have thinned, listen carefully. Listen past the traffic, past the city's hum. If you hear the faint, sorrowful notes of a violin drifting on the air, my advice to you is this: appreciate the melody from a distance, but turn around and walk away. Don't try to find the musician, because you might just find exactly what you're looking for, waiting for you in the cold, dark waters of the river. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into one of Scandinavia's darkest legends. What do you think? Is the Nøkken real, or is it just a powerful folktale? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy exploring the world's mysteries, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Stay curious and stay safe.